How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to go get a coffee maker because we're going to practice our skills to just make some content with coffee for social media. So let's jump right into it. I'm a firm believer when it comes down to practicing at the level that you want to be at. I do that myself when it comes down to my content creation skills, photography, videography, and also teaching it to my students when it comes down to tennis. A lot of them, I always tell them that if you want to play college tennis, practice like if you're already playing college tennis because you're going to be getting those skills by practicing how they do. So I thought today would be a great thing to practice something that I'm not doing as often as I would like to, and kind of want to dive more deep into it with kind of like the food photography, coffee related world. I think it'd be a great thing to go ahead and just go get a new coffee machine to be able to do more like the coffee style that shops might have, so that way I can provide that value to them. So when it comes down to me reaching out to them, I can show them a little bit more of a portfolio so that they can see that I can do the job that they would want, so I can bring that value to them. It's always good to invest in yourself when it comes down to your skills so that you can provide the best value, not only for yourself, but for the client itself. That way they're always wanting to reach out to you because they'll see that you are very valuable and will be bringing a lot of good assets to their investment when it comes down to hiring you. So it's time to go head out to go check out some coffee makers to replace kind of what I have. Since I don't have an actual coffee maker, I just have like the grinder and just, more manual kind of mode. But I want to do something with the machine so that way I can showcase the machine itself of how they would make the coffee, and then just the coffee itself as well, to do some photography and videography of it. So we're gonna head out to Bed Bath & Beyond and go from there. Found the coffee section. Now we just gotta pick one. We found a winner. Show us the winner first. There we go. She won't let me handle the goods because she thinks I'm gonna drop them. We found our coffee maker so we can make some coffee for kind of a little bit of B-roll stuff that I would do for a client and everything like that. So we'll see what we'll be able to come up with once we get back home to do some coffee, do a little montage with it. I hate those kind of coffee montages, but I know a lot of places probably need them, and it's always good to practice your skills, and that's what that little bad boy back there is for. So let's try it out. So now that we're done at Bed Bath & Beyonce, we're headed home and we're gonna make some coffee for you guys. Even though I'm not the expert of that, I'm not a huge avid coffee drinker, but I do want to get better at taking more of the food photography style of drinks and everything. And that's the ultimate goal, taking some good photos and videos with the coffee maker to kind of showcase it as a product, so that when people need more product photography, they can see that kind of work of mine as well. It's always good to practice your skills, even when it's not necessarily for a client work, but it is to kind of invest in yourself and your techniques and everything to keep learning. So now we're gonna go to our favorite inspiration place right now. It's gonna be Pinterest, because the cool thing is I can just type in like coffee photo ideas and see what they have to offer, just to get a couple ideas for myself to maybe see what I can do at home. I'm not gonna be having the same vibes as a coffee shop would have it, but just enough that I can maybe try to do something that could work, even though it's at home, seeing what I can make out of it and just get some inspiration before I go out and create, do a little bit of planning. This is kind of what I usually would do if I'm doing these kind of shoots, so it gives you a little bit of insight. I won't have everything that I can find. Like for example, like let's say that I wanted to do something just simple like that. I mean, I think it's a little bit cool, the options that you can do, just something simplistic. For me, it's just trying to be minimal with the things that I have, since sometimes some coffee shops might not have everything that other coffee shops have. The lighting might not be the same, so I'll try to play around with my lights maybe too. and you know, see what can come of it and go from there. But we're gonna get some inspiration saved and then plan everything out to finish this part and show you the final results, see if we succeed or fail, but we'll find out. We're gonna start setting everything up and then opening up the coffee maker and seeing how I'm gonna, I guess, find a spot for it. I don't know if I'll do it on the counter or if I'll just try to find something like on this table, but we'll see how it turns out. Got my gear brought down and see what we can come up with, because not so much in love with the counter, but we'll see if we can make it work. So my guess is that I'm gonna keep the coffee machine on my table over there. I'm gonna try to figure out what to put in the background so it doesn't look so bland. Just to see if I can add anything, but otherwise I'm gonna try to keep it there. Maybe see if I have any sort of like fairy lights or something I can put in the background. I don't remember if I still have them, but other than that, we're gonna try to figure out some use here, build kind of like a little set so I can maybe put some you know, coffee beans around, maybe a cup of coffee already. So we'll see how it goes. So we have this little astronaut that has lights. That's the best thing I can find. So we're gonna see if it makes sense, because they're kind of like green lights if it was like stars and whatever in that aspect. So if it makes sense, I might use it. I could try to change the color of them in post, but I like to do as much as I can, you know, in camera, so I don't have to deal with that in post. Especially for video, it's a lot harder to do. So we'll see what I can kind of do. I'm gonna try to set up the quote unquote, I guess, section. I might add some coffee beans. I'm adding some cinnamon sticks, you know, just to add like layering to it. So we'll see how it plays out. In a bit, I'll fill this coffee cup up with just black coffee and then kind of pour in the creamer for the photo. So we'll see if that turns out cool. And if it doesn't, I'll do that for a video as well. But at least for now, we'll do the photo part, and then if I can think of anything cool with video in this section, I will. So honestly, I'm not liking the background, and so like how I have it set up, it would make sense if I had a nicer background. So what I might have to do is use more this light kind of this way, move this over, have that towards the background, see if it makes more sense, because I wanted to have a little bit more layers. It's just too far, like too close to this side, and it's not far back enough. So my idea is to just use some of that background just to kind of have it where you're maybe making the coffee and it's just set up there, and it's just shows you the home feeling of it because you're making coffee at home. So that's my idea. It might be stupid, but you won't know until you make it happen. So now this is how it's looking instead. So I'll probably kind of keep it, if I flip it a little bit more vertical, that's what it'll look like, just to kind of keep a little bit more of the foreground and background kind of layered up better. So we'll see how this turns out. So the next step for me is to add a little bit more background line just for that separation and see how that looks. And then I think after that, I think I should be happy with what it looks like more. I think for this kind of video to just make it be what it is, I think that should be more than enough for today. So we're gonna go kind of see what light we can add or what kind of blinds we can open, and see if we can add more ambience in here. So now we added a little bit of background light over there, as well as a fake fire kind of on the TV, just to add a little bit of more ambience light right there, so that whenever I kind of cut this off, it's more centered in the middle, but it has the nice light that I think it'll just be better. But we'll see how it looks in camera, and you'll see the results here shortly. So now we're gonna be doing a little bit of video, nothing too crazy, just to kind of do like if it was for like a reel, to showcase a little bit of just a coffee maker with the foreground, kind of how it would be with the photograph. I'm not gonna do too much movement because it's just me, but that way just to have a little bit of kind of like footage with the photos to just put it all together. And we're finally done after kind of figuring things out and having set it up however I wanted to. You guys got to see the results already. Let me know what you think, you know, doing this little, I guess, not even challenge for myself, but just practicing my skills, trying to get better. It was really cool to get this coffee maker for the video and using it as well, because we'll be using it in our office for, you know, because we need coffee as well sometimes. So it worked out to kind of do this as a combo to test my skills while we're getting a coffee maker for the video and for the office, so that we can have for, you know, the business and have, you know, caffeine for us so that we can stay awake and do our work and keep creating content, creating product photographies and everything for clients, and also, well, whatever we need, because coffee's just good. I mean, I usually not be the biggest coffee drinker, but it's grown on me a lot more, slowly but surely getting better. I do miss the Germany coffee with my friend Philip. He made it very nicely, so it was different because it wasn't as sweet as it is here with all the creamer stuff, but it was a lot nicer feeling. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun creating it. For the people that really want to know all the gear that I use my Amaran 200X, the A7 IV, and the 35-150. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I didn't really use anything else. I did use an aperture little MC light just for some extra light, you know. But other than that, I try to keep it as simple as possible and just use the gear that I have. And this is what I've acquired so far. So if you ever want to know what gear I'm using, check the links down below in the description. It shows you everything that I own, and it is affiliated links, so FYI, it doesn't charge you anything extra, but it does help out to keep funding the channel and keep doing more videos and having fun with it. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.